Good afternoon and welcome to today's edition of MX Business Break. My name is Godwin Nambo, standing in for Kwabna Amaya. Coming up in the next 10 minutes, Economist calls out on government over COVID-19 expenditure. Also, Esoko Report reveals millets, soya beans and gari record significant increase in price in the month of October. And now to the details. The Ghana Commodity Index for October 2021 has revealed that some major food commodities have recorded significant increase in prices. According to the report released by Esoko, major food items such as millet, soya beans, gari and yam witnessed an average increase in their prices by 6.6% and 6% respectively in the month of October. Other food commodities also witnessed a significant reduction in prices. My colleague Frederick Adai-Kwating has more in this report.
Released by Esoko, an agricultural profiling and messaging firm, food commodities such as millet, gari, soya beans, and the variety of yam known as pona witnessed a significant price increase in the month of October. Millet traded at 311 Ghana cedis per bag, representing a gain of 18.04%, followed by a bag of gari with a gain of 6.57%, closing at 246 per bag. Soya beans also recorded an increase of 6.40% to close at 313 Ghana cedis, with pona also gaining 6% to close at 787 Ghana cedis. Local rice made a gain of 3.27% to close at 387 Ghana cedis per bag, with maize making a marginal gain of 0.2% to close at 154 Ghana cedis per bag. On the other hand, some commodities also witnessed a decrease in prices. Commodities that dropped in prices included tomato, with a decrease of 15.63% to close at 293 Ghana cedis per crate. Groundnut also dropped 3.14% to close at 527 Ghana cedis per bag. Imported rice lost 2.19% to close at 475 per bag, with cowpea also losing at 1.87% to close at 468 Ghana cedis per bag. Cassava lost 1% to close at 140 Ghana.
Now, an economist with the data bank group Courage Kwesi Boti has expressed his disappointment in the scale of spending government undertook in the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic. According to him, government should have exercised caution and prioritized expenditure in the wake of the pandemic. He explained that government should have been guided by the recent IMF program and the public debt stock. He, however, admitted that although the expenditures were necessary, some restraints and prioritization should have been exercised. Courage Kwesi Boti was speaking on Business Spotlight on MX24.
To, at these times, fall upon some emergency fund somewhere to plug the holes while you look for options around. In our case, we have had to raise expenditure, and government appeared to even, notwithstanding the COVID shocks and all of that, and I was expecting that we exercise some moderation, because remember, we're coming now from IMF program. Yeah. We had just passed the fiscal responsibility law, and we are barely in the third year of implementing it. And this is actually a test case because we are in an election year. Everybody has the notion, or it's taken for granted, that in election years, we always overspend. And so there was that need to be cautious. And so while I understand that there was the need to solve the situation we have at hand, there was also a need to not overdo it. So my initial expectation was that government says this year is a year of roads, a lot of infrastructure work. Do we cut down on infrastructure, reprioritize expenditure towards health? And then that would actually reduce the scale of borrowing that we need to do to take care of the situation, and then hope that when things return to normal, then we can go back to these. For me, that was my approach. That was my thinking. But it appears along the way that not much has been done on that front, and we actually went into the expenditure overdrive.
Meanwhile, Courage Kwesi Boti further indicated that he does not expect any major monetary policy decision from the Bank of Ghana to reduce interest rate in the coming months. He explained that he'd rather expect the Bank of Ghana to focus on stabilizing inflation, since the rate has been unstable for some months. On the fiscal side, he also noted that there will not be any major policy decision from the government in Q1 of 2021, since adequate provisions have been made in the expenditure in advance of appropriation read by the finance minister recently.
Beyond the allocation, which I acknowledge is quite huge, 27 billion, it is, I do not see a lot of fiscal action in the first quarter, at least until the budget is read, because adequate provision, I believe, has been made within the budget. On the monetary side, I believe because their major concern now is how inflation is behaving and they want to restore it back to the single digits, I do not also see a lot of interest rate action from them. They might deploy other unorthodox measures, but mind you that as we speak now, the latest Bank of Ghana survey, I think if you scrutinize that data properly, you realize that money outside money in circulation outside the banking sector actually grew, I think, by some 33 or so % year to date, which is quite high compared to previous years. And why is it so? It's so because government decided to liquidate most of the the banking sector resolution bonds,
yeah.
and there's so much money in people's pockets, and realize the reason why liquidity in the system is high, and there's potential for inflation to even go up again if care is not taken or Bank of Ghana doesn't adopt the measures to mop it up. So the last thing they want to be doing is adding to that liquidity. So on that score, the November decision, which will come like in a few weeks' time, and even the January decision, I do not expect any major policy direction.
Courage Boti speaking on Spotlight. Let's now go on to the forex markets to see how the Ghana cedi is faring against other trading currencies. And that's it for MX Business Break. My name is Godwin Nambo, standing in for Kwabena Ameyaw.